Hey y'all, how's it going today? This is Jimbo, Crypto Jimbo. I'm trying out some new taglines and nicknames and things, seeing if they fit. Welcome everybody. Have a live stream for you today, and I want to talk about this. I've not heard back from the team. I think there might have been some issues in scheduling, or they got confused on the time zone. That happens a lot. But one thing I do want to highlight, so this was an AMA. So most of my AMAs I charge for. So I charge, $2,500 or whatever to do an AMA. This one, I really was wanting to hear from this team and hear what they were doing. So I did not charge for this one. And I'll just say, when you don't charge, people don't show up. So that's just something I've noticed. No show rate on paid AMAs is 0%. No show rate on free AMAs is probably about 50%. So I'll just hang out here for a little bit. If you guys have any questions that you want me to talk about, really sorry. The DTools team, I'll have to get in touch with them and figure out what happened. My guess is either they forgot or it's a time zone issue. So we will have to talk more about that later. They have some very interesting stuff. So again, if you want to check it out on your own, I'll bring the team on at another time. But yeah, DTools.org. Just have some cool tools for helping crypto people. So we'll bring that team back on because I am interested in hearing more about that. But since they're not here, I'd love to hang out for just a few minutes. I'm actually working on getting a Vaporfi video out. They have a partnership with the Pedal app, and that is potentially going to bring in quite a bit of revenue for Vaporfi. And I'm working with the team. I want to just get more clarity on, as revenue comes into Vaporfi, are they going to use that revenue to buy back tokens, or how is that revenue going to translate to higher token prices? But this Pedal app, which is, again, this will be my video today. I don't want to spoil it too much here. But this is an app that they have some hardware that you can plug into your car. And let's see, where did it go? Buy now. Yeah, there we go. So there's some hardware you can plug into your car, or they just have a free app. But basically their goal is to just make your car a wireless car. So, my Tesla kind of already does a lot of these things. But it'll keep track of your battery, COVID-19 hotspot tracker, if you're into that, insurance reminders, so you can put your insurance and registration into the app, and it will keep track of that for you. Keeps track of fuel usage. It finds the cheapest fuel for you. And they just have a ton of things that they're going to be adding. So it's actually a pretty cool app. I think it is only available in the UK right now. US makes everything more difficult, which is, has pluses or negatives depending on how you look at it. Regulation, and this applies to crypto very pertinently, right? But regulation makes life a lot easier and a lot harder, both at the same time. So you have to really, before you start pushing for regulation, you have to really decide if that's something that you want. So, oh, and by the way, thank you guys for hopping on here. I'm not going to ask you to like the video, okay? Because the team didn't show up. It was a free AMA. And again, it highlight, when you don't charge for something, people don't take it very seriously. I don't think the team is being malicious. I think there was time zone issues or something like that. But so you don't need to comment unless there's something you want to talk about, questions that you want me to answer. But anyway, so this Pedal app, they are going to be using Vaporfi's SayTech technology. So SayTech is essentially Face ID and thumb ID, which sometime I'm going to do a video just on SayTech, because this seems to be the most popular one that's really taken off, is this SayTech technology. And I think what people really like about it is it uses your face print, your voice, and thumbprint, but it doesn't store it. No one owns it. It just is encrypted on the blockchain. Yeah, I was too, actually. I thought it was a really unique, the DTools are very unique thing, that I don't see too often. So I was excited to talk with them. So we'll have to see if we can get them back. But I might charge them this next time, So anyways, but yeah, so this bio to Saytech. So they're gonna add this Saytech onto the pedal app. Okay, so this pedal app is going to be using Saytech to make sure that it's your car that you're on, and things like that. And they get a percentage of they get some amount of revenue that pedal. I don't think it's very much. Like if pedal makes $100, biotech or Biofi, Saytech might get $1 or something like that. Maybe not even that much. But anyways, it is a revenue stream, and I think my video will highlight this today. But as Finavant Biofi partners with more people, those are all just new revenue streams, right? And then there's not really much work once they get it integrated. They just can watch, hopefully this pedal app takes off, and then they're able to make a big chunk of change from that. So, but again, I want to work with the team to figure out. So as Biofi makes revenue from like pedal, and we had that Tel Solutions in Africa. Do they use that to buy back the token? Like, is that going to help us as investors, or how does that work? So I'll be asking them. Let's see. Thank you for all these AMAs. We appreciate your efforts. Hey, no problem, brother. I enjoy them. I love you guys, but I would probably do these even if you guys weren't here, because I think this is the best way to get to know the team. Now, most of the teams would probably not take the time to do it with me unless I had an audience, and they certainly wouldn't pay me unless I have an audience. But I enjoy it a lot, just hearing what different people are building. I think it's awesome. Can you update us on your biggest gainers this month? Are you still bullish on stable fuel? Yeah, I mean, bullish is maybe not the right word, because I mean, this is a very degen play. Like you're not expecting to make 8% a day on a super risk-free play. So what I think about for these, so this is one of these traditional staker contracts where you put money in. There's a really robust referral program, and then the contract fills up with BUSD, and then as people start to claim, it goes down, right? And if it gets to zero, then you're done. No one else gets anything. And what they found, the math that they've run that found that these are sustainable, is if you compound 6 days and then claim 1 day. So what Stable Fuel has done is they've given this 60% tax unless you wait for day 7. So you can see I'm in day 6, and they have this automate thing here too. So you don't have to go in for 6 days and compound. You just do automate, and it'll compound 6 days. And on the 7th day, it'll take out your BUSD. So I have it on a 12-hour auto compound. I put in $1,200, and then it doesn't tell you anymore what your total amount locked in there. I don't know why they took that out, but I've currently taken out 653 BUSD, so I'm about 50% to ROI, and I was in on day 1 for this. That's really the key, is you want to get in early, and then keep an eye on this contract amount, okay? Because if this starts going down, then if it hits 0, you're not going to get paid out. So I think I've compounded, and I've been paid out 2 times, I think. So I'm about 50% to ROI. So it'll be another 2 weeks, and then I should hit ROI. So yeah, and I do have that extra 1%. If you hold 1,000 Artemis tokens, which is like $20, it's not very much. Then you get that extra 1%. So this is a very big gainer. It's been getting 700, and it's making $373 a day, but I have to compound 6 days. So, you have to kind of take that with a grain of salt for the math. I'm actually more like claiming, maybe $350 a week is kind of what I do. What are your top 3 safest cryptos that you think will last longer than 6 months? So yeah, yield nodes, Horde. You're right. Freeway would be my third. Drip would probably not be. Drip will always hold a special place in my heart for sure, but it's just, I don't know. The price just does not look good. I should show you my screen so you don't think I'm just ignoring you. But yeah, the price, like they just got to get that figured out. Well, up 13% over the last day. Okay, there you go. Is this the bounce that we've been waiting for? I've been waiting for kind of a floor and then a bounce. You know, Keith talked about, and I'm having Keith back on here in a couple weeks, but in TA, you want to buy things on the uptrend. So I've kind of been like, oh, here's a bounce. And I saw it at 24. Oh, it's a bounce. Maybe this is an uptrend, but then nope, no uptrend. Oh, here's a bounce. Maybe nope, nope, nope. Oh, here's a bounce for sure. Maybe uptrend. Nope. And then we have it again today. This little bounce. Um, if you get in the Telegram group, it's not helpful at all. Everybody's in there just saying people are stupid for selling this low. It's going to 1,000, and it's dumb. So yield nodes, freeway, Horde would probably be my top 3 like passive income projects. And actually, I put this together on the airplane, and I'm going to be doing a video about it. But yeah, yield nodes, freeway. I do like grape, although they've been having trouble with peg here recently. And you know, having peg problems can be it can be kind of a circular problem, because what happens is when you get back above peg, everybody redeems their bonds, and then some people are kind of panicked about, oh, we're going to lose peg again, so then they just sell. So hopefully they're able to get back on peg. EMP is back on peg, so excited to see that. The border, oh, it's at 1.02, so that's good. I still am holding most of my bonds, but I'll probably start to redeem those, but not sell. But yeah, that's something that I'll be doing. I need to make a video. You guys have a Trezor or some kind of cold wallet? That's something I need to be encouraging people more on, is just to take care of their assets so you don't lose them. But here I'm going to redeem some bonds here real quick for EMP. Other things on my list, yes, Sphere, I do really like. That'd be more of a long-term play, but I think there's some really strong revenue streams for Sphere. And Sim is a genius. He's young, but he's very, very smart. So yeah, excited about that one. Horde, we talked about. I really like MDB also. And I have a hard time telling Danny, the founder, he just doxed himself. But he's one of the nicest guys, and I'm kind of a sucker for nice guys sometimes. But MDB has been really strong. It offers passive income now. So this is probably in my top plays. You know, I have about 9K worth of MDB. So let's see. You can get, let's see, what APYs are you getting? So yeah, you can get 57% APY on MDB plus. 1,200. Phoenix is a very interesting thing. Sometime I'll have to do a video just about that. 41% on MDB staking. Or you can do this 324% on MDB BNB. So really like MDB and Danny there. And then I have number 8, the whole DAG ecosystem. So ADS, the Lattice Exchange, LTX, CBD, all of those things I'm very big on. BioFi, which I already talked about. Alpha Shares. They are just about, hopefully, just about ready to release their NFT market, and we'll have to see. Excuse me. We'll have to see how successful it is. You know, it's kind of hard to tell with some of these things, but like them. Some of you are mentioning Ooze, and yeah, actually, I haven't been keeping an eye on Ooze, but yeah, $5. That's pretty good. So Ooze is holding pretty strong. Furio was doing pretty well. I heard they were having some price issues today. Let me just check that out real quick and actually, let's see. I think I have them on here. Sometimes this is what I usually do, is I have some view here. I like to see 7-day, 24-hour day, 90-day. Curio. Add it to my favorite. Oh yeah, so they're down about 9% today. Oh yeah, that's not a good chart. Oh, that's a very bad chart. Since my birthday, the 22nd was my birthday, and they've just been going down since then. So I don't know what they're doing to try and fix things. I just have my auto compounder on, but people who claim are losing percentage, you know, so very good question. But I wouldn't consider Furio and Ooze and those safe. You know, they're so new that it's just kind of hard to tell. Will you compound all of your yield node gains from here on out? I think I think I'll probably go up to 2. So I had about 130K, and then I was kind of claiming out of yield nodes up to that point or after that point. I thought 130K was like good enough exposure. But now I'll probably increase to 200K, and then I'll probably go 50-50 after 200K. Stable fuel compounding is too many steps right now. Yeah, I would just do the auto compounding. The auto compounding, you can do 12 hours or 24 hours, and just set that down there. You don't have to even think about it. It'll just you'll just wake up and there'll be BUSD in your wallet every 7th day. Do you see Drip as a larger scale version of the Staker stable fuel type project? In some ways, yes. Yeah, it's a larger scale version. It's a lower ROI, so there doesn't need to be as much incoming buys to counteract the sells going out. If the contract runs out, they don't just stop paying out. They actually print Drip tokens, and they've only had to do that once, where they've had to mint new Drip tokens. But yeah, the biggest problem with Drip is just there's not enough buy pressure to match the sell pressure. Like when you're making 1% a day and people aren't real excited, we're in a bear market where market cap of all crypto is going down. I keep highlighting things on my screen that I'm not showing, but market cap is down all across the board. Then it's just going to be hard. But I do like this, up 13% today. Let's see. I think Ooze is solid also. Yeah, I do. I like the team a lot. At Ooze, it's just an early, so it's hard to tell how it's going to do long term. EMP and Hydro Whales, yep, I would agree with that. Will you do the Ethereum lockup on EMP? I definitely will. So for those of you who don't know, when this unlocks, unfortunately, I missed it last time. But if you have Ethereum that's just sitting around, some people say if you're not holding it, then it's not yours. And so I understand that part of decentralization and stuff. Like if there's a exploit in EMP, then yeah, if your Ethereum is locked up there, then it's probably not going to work out for you. Why can I not connect? Well, I can't show you, but basically they're giving like a 20% APY on it's 19% for 3 months on your Ethereum. So I mean that's the best Ethereum return you're going to get. So again, it's risky. You're at it, exposing your Ethereum to another level of risk by putting it on EMP. But to me, that 19% for 3 months is worth it. So I'll probably put in about 10K of Ethereum when the staking unlocks, which I think is mid-August or something like that. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin, Helium, and Kadena mining? So Helium has a lot of things in the works. I actually have a Helium miner that I bought many months ago, and it took forever to come, and then now it's not worth it to even plug it in. So I don't know about Helium mining. Bitcoin mining, I think, will pay off long term. Like I don't know that you'll ever regret having something that just generates Bitcoin. And Kadena, I think, will come back also. What you have to do the math on for Kadena especially is how much are you paying for a miner? How much Kadena could you buy for that amount of money? So if you're going to buy a miner for 30K and Kadena's at $1.50, 30,000 divided by $1.50, you could buy 20,000 Kadena for that same amount of money. Okay, and 20,000 Kadena, I'm making about 36 Kadena a day on my 3 miners. So that would take me 2 years to generate that much Kadena. I have 3 miners going, and actually I paid like 150K. So in retrospect, I would have been much better off just buying Kadena rather than the miners. But who knows? In 3 years, Kadena blows up and it's up at $30. You might not regret having something that just generates Kadena tokens. Is the MDB boxing match happening? Yes, plans are that the MDB boxing match is happening. So I'm actually, you guys might be interested in this. Since you took the time to come to my live stream today, I'll show you. So I've been doing, so I'm very good at lifting weights, okay? But I'm very bad at cardio, and I'm really worried about that. In boxing, I think I can get in some power punches, but then I'm going to be dead tired. So I actually started this bodybuilding.com Kingmaker 4 weeks to fighting shape. And these workouts are killer. You run for a mile, do a bunch of burpees. You do this weird power shrug to a squat to a shoulder press thing. And then 3 miles then jogging on the treadmill. Like I'm not used to my body's really hurting, and I'm only in day 3 of this. But yeah, we are planning on fighting. I think Danny wants to do it in London, and I'd love to visit London, so maybe we'll do that. What's your general strategy going to be for Furio? So I want to make sure that I stay in one of the higher. Let's see, I cannot multitask at all, so I have to like stop, click on the things, then I'll come back to talk to you guys. I want to make sure I stay in this positive. Like I don't want to get below 2% rewards. So I want to make sure that I compound 4 times and claim 3 times at a max. And then the way this works is if you get lower, you can't ever work your way back up. So I just want to make sure I stay far away from any of these things. That'd be a bummer to get in there. So I'll probably do 3 claims, 4 compounds. I also don't really like to claim unless I'm going to get at least $100 or something like that. Like to me, it's not worth the trouble of logging in, clicking claim, trading Furio for BNB or whatever, and then you get $40. It's like, and then what am I going to do with the $40 if I don't really need it? So there's a chance I might only compound until I get to about $100 a day. And to be honest, I don't know what I'm at. I can maybe check here real quick. So I have 167 Furio in there. And what's it at right now? $12. So 167 times 12, 74. So I have about 2K in there. But that has gone down because it was up at $20. And so now it's down to $12. So that does make you think, oh, should I be maybe not compound so much and get some money out, make sure I get my initial back. So Hootie, always appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm not too worried about getting eyes on this video because the topic is not at all what I'm actually talking about. So anyone know how long Drip has been around? I want to say since April of 2021. Does that sound right? So it's been about 15 months. So unfortunately, since about November, we've kind of just seen a downtrend. We hit this high, January 26th, we hit this high, and then we really just seen a downtrend since then. It's actually a pretty ugly chart. Like that's one of the uglier charts you guys can't see. Dang it, I keep doing that. You guys, this is one of the ugliest charts that I've seen, the 3-month chart for Drip. When will DAG take off, man? I've been ready. So my advice with long-term plays is because I think for DAG, you're looking at a year where you'll see a significant, uptick. And then maybe like 3 years when you see that like 50x, 100x. Again, one of the things I do, I love looking at market cap of. This is not like a for sure way of calculating things, but you can say, hey, if DAG constellation gets to the side, we'll say AVAX. Okay, AVAX. I hope there's no AVAX maxis here, but AVAX is actually a pretty lame chain. Okay, it's really not very innovative. I mean, it's cheap, but if DAG could hit the price, the market cap of AVAX, which I think could happen easily, that's a 29x. Okay, and so I mean, I think we'll see that here in the next couple of years, and I think the sky's the limit, but I think it's going to take time, so you can't be looking at the short-term price. How do you manage all these projects that you're a part of? Do you just invest and check back at the end of the month? It kind of varies project by project. So I have this just really gross spreadsheet that just tells me everything I've put money into. And then I just go and check things once in a while. Oh yeah, and then I have this projects to check spreadsheet. So I love spreadsheets. You can tell I'm also not very organized. But this just kind of shows me, hey, here's what you need to go check on the different chains to make sure it's working out. And then I have some other people's money that I have invested in some things. So I have to make sure to check their stuff too, like my dad. So dad, if you're watching, your stuff's in good hands. Thoughts on Vaporfi? So I love the team, love Tom. I'm trying to get them back on. One thing that I've been not liking about Vapor and really all projects is when they say something's coming out, whether it be a chain or a DEX or a play to earn game, and people are thinking, oh, this is going to save the price. But then it's like we hear about it for 6 months, and then what happens is people start to close their ears. They're like, yeah, you've been talking about this for 6 months and we've never seen the price do anything positive. And then people kind of start to give up. So I think projects would be better off to not talk about things. And then there's a balance because your investors also want to know, hey, the price is only going down. What are you going to do to fix this? So I know there's a balance there, but if you when you hear about a chain or a DEX for so long, you kind of start to like, okay, I don't retweet any more tweets about Vapor DEX or Vapor Chain just because it's hard to tell. I think they're planning on August for the chain, and then a little bit later for the DEX. I'm not totally sure. I need to talk with Tom again, but I do wish them the best. I have a lot of Vapor, so. Hey, thank you, brother. Yeah, I loved the Yield Nodes audit. That was a lot of fun. And actually, I have another project. I can't talk about it yet, but I have another project flying me out to do a similar type thing. So excited with that. Let's see. I have an AMA set with Novatech. I'm still working out the details on that. When is my stable fund? Let me check. Let me see if I can find my stable fund AMA. I think it's on the calendar. I think I am scheduled for sure. Stable, stable fund. I'll have to check. Oh, I'll have to check back. My calendar is a little hard to search, but I think I have an AMA already scheduled with Stable Fund and still working on Novatech. I've talked with their founder, but we just have not been able to work out a time for this AMA. I kind of get the impression that she doesn't want to. Some people are just camera shy, or some people are just like, it's not worth our time. Some people don't know like what kind of audience I have. They get asked to do a lot of AMAs and things, and they don't really know how engaged audiences are. And so it's like they go spend an hour to go do an AMA and then, get nothing for it. So I have to kind of sometimes I have to convince them, um, hey, trust me, my community is awesome and they'd love to see this. Drip went up like $1.50 yesterday. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm hoping to just see, if I saw drip on an uptrend, I'd probably hit it really hard. Like I would make a lot of videos and say, hey, get into drip, get into drip. I think so. I'm just kind of waiting for that floor, and I've seen false floors several times. But I do still I think Forex is smart. I think he's building a big ecosystem. I think he's got really hyped, engaged community. So they have a lot of the keys that you need for success. Still kind of waiting on revenue streams, not seeing a lot on that. So I learned a lot from the videos you used to do about how you would invest 1K or 5K and how to progress from risky to less risky ones. You should continue doing them. Okay, thanks. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, I kind of try to reference those things, but yeah, I haven't done just a video. Those of you who don't know, let's see. Yeah, kind of the way I think through it is you put some of your money into these degen plays, then you use the profits to work your way into safer things. And so that's kind of the way that I think through it. And then this is the capital needed in order to get 20K a month, which is what, a lot of people would consider that is what you need to retire. Your number might be, lower or higher or whatever, but and this is why you get, some people might say, well, why don't you only do safe things? And it's like, well, to make 20K a month, I need about 2 million bucks in real estate. But I can do it with these degen plays with like 50K. So that's why you try these. But then you can go into these less risky plays to kind of secure your position over time. I have 70K Matic and stable fund. Your AMA might determine if I leave it there or remove it. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, Alex. It's a lot of pressure. So, but yeah, I'll keep working on that. Loved your explanation of Ponzi versus Ponzi scheme on audit video. Oh, thanks, brother. Yeah, that's kind of just as I've noticed with different projects. For those of you who haven't watched that video, basically, so Ponzi is someone who gets an old investor is paid out by new investors. Okay. A scheme is basically just if someone's doing something different than what they say that they're doing. So a Ponzi scheme is a project where they say that they're getting returns with one thing, but they're actually paying you out with new investors. Okay. And that's different than just a Ponzi. Okay. I don't know if you guys know this. In traditional finance, a lot of times Series A investors are paid out by Series B investors. Okay, that happens a lot in venture capital where the people who got in early, some of their returns are coming from the B round investors. But it's not a Ponzi scheme. It's a Ponzi because new investors until they get a revenue stream, there's Ponzi-nomics going on, but it's not a scheme because they just come out and say, "Hey, we need these Series A investors, and you'll get your first return when the Series B investors come in. Usually at a higher, the Series B investors come in at a higher valuation. Usually, if the project's going well, so you can be a Ponzi or have Ponzi-nomics and not be a scheme, and you can be a scheme and not a Ponzi scheme. There's a lot of different types of schemes. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. Is are they doing anything malicious? And are they being paid out by new investors? And to me, I think the answer is no for both. Yeah, Orbital swaps the DEX of the future. So I think there's a lot of good things at Orbital Swap. I think Lattice LTX is an exchange on the Constellation network that, if I'm not mistaken, I think it might be free. So I mean, if they come out with a free DEX, then all the other DEXs are going to go out of business, in my opinion. If it's cross chain and it's fast and it's free, then I don't know what room there will be for other DEXs. So LTX is one that I'm investing DCAing into. There's never a floor for a constantly inflating supply. So yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. I mean, technically they've only printed more drip tokens once, but you're right. There's more of a supply out there, and it's actually kind of not manipulating, but it's a misnomer. Yeah, for projects to say that they're deflationary because they never print new tokens. But when the tokens are held and they're giving the tokens out, the tokens being held and passing them out is the same as inflating the supply in my mind. Okay. It's a misnomer to say, oh, we are not printing any new tokens, so it's deflationary. That's not at all accurate. And I see a lot of the rebase tokens doing this also, where they say, oh, it's deflationary because there's a limited number of tokens. But if there's a limited number of tokens that are off market and you start putting them in market, that's inflationary. Okay. You're not going to fool me with your semantics. So, yeah, Scott, to your point, there is an inflating supply of drip going into the market. Yep. What project are you FOMOing on the most? That's a great question. I mean, it'd be hard to not wish that you had put more into Horde, right? When you look at the Horde chart, and I have 10 plots now, but it's hard to look at Horde and be like, man, I wish I had put more into that. I mean, honestly, yield nodes, I kind of wish I had put more into there. Freeway is one that I wish I had a bigger holding in. I don't know. There's not a lot of others that I put 1K into Pegasus. What is Pegasus? I can't even remember. But apparently, oh, yeah. Okay, this is a new one that somebody told me to check out. And the way I check things out is I put in $1,000. But yeah, it's another trading bot. Is what Pegasus is. I forgot I just got into that one yesterday. There's a lot of trading bots going on right now. So that'll probably be, that's kind of this area we're in now, is all these trading bots. So yeah, I'd probably say the ones I have FOMO'd, yield nodes, even though I had 130K in there, I wish I had just put 250 or 300. Freeway, Horde's probably the main one. Your friend Andy has like 45 Horde plots, and every time I see that, he's making $450 a day. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Hello to Orlando. I love Orlando. Love Disney World. Love Universal Studios. Every platform needs some Ponzi or else no new money, no new development. Yeah, I mean, there's some truth to that. Every project will benefit from new money. So yeah, agree with you to an extent there. Actually, that reminds me of one that I have been FOMOing into. Goldbridge. So Goldbridge is, do they talk about the team on here? Am I supposed to talk about who the team is? I don't know. Don't tell anybody. I'm not sure. But there's two YouTubers, Crypto Mike and Drip Network. are two crypto YouTubers who are doing this, and they have a master gold trader. And so, I mean, I don't know that much about it, but these are the returns that they've made since they've opened up Gold Bridge. They've never had a day where they've lost money. And at the end of each month, you put in your money for the month and you can take it out at the end of the month after, 8% return, 9% return. So I'm putting in either 50K or 100K into Gold Bridge for the August sacrifice. And they call it a sacrifice for legal purposes where you can't expect any return, as part of to get it to work in the US. Same thing Freeway's doing where, hey, you're putting in 100K, you might not get anything back. Are you okay with that? But and then in reality, they've been getting these kind of returns. And they only get returns on days where gold is trading. So nothing, nothing on the weekends. So that's one that I'm definitely FOMOing into. Wish I had gotten into a bit earlier. They are talking about drip. They're inflating the circulating supplies, just not the total supply. Yeah, it's sleight of hand. Exactly. Exactly what I think. They never print new tokens until they need to print new tokens. Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. We're not going to print new tokens until we need to. And it's all about what's in supply. I don't care about the total amount of tokens. Someone, maybe a tokenomic expert, can you explain to me why we even care about the total number of tokens? Like, who cares about that number? Tokens in circulation is what actually, I mean, that's what can be bought and sold. So, I mean, that's what you need to look at. So, I don't even know why people tell us how many total tokens there are. And then, yeah, if it would be one thing if Drip was like, we could never print another token, and we'll just stop paying out investors if we have to, or something like that. But then they'll print more if they need to. So, I don't know. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's a good looking chart today. What's special about orbital swap? I don't know. Does somebody else want to take that? Um, I did an AMA with them at some point. Honestly, I have a hard time figuring out. Wow, where have we seen this design before? But I have a hard time kind of telling the difference between. I cannot multitask. Dexes. I mean, other speed, cross chain, fees. I mean, pools. What kind of APYs they're able to offer? I mean, really? Couldn't so is this just a direct fork of Pancake Swap? You couldn't have changed it a little bit? Like even the same phishing warning up at the top? Ah, what are you gonna do? But is it cross chain? I don't know. I don't know what the big deal about orbital swap is. Somebody else tell me. Somebody who's more informed. Can you talk about your project that you mentioned you were working on? Um, you'll have to remind me. I'm working on a lot of I mean, right now, kind of what I've been working on is a training course. One thing that I want to do is help normal people get into crypto. And I have a lot of comments that people watch my YouTube videos and you guys understand them. You understand my videos because you know what MetaMask is, you know what APY is, you know what Binance is, and all these things. But I have a lot of comments from people that say, "Hey, we tried watching your videos and we don't. There's too much jargon. We don't know anything." And my wife included. And so I'm working on a training course to kind of get people ready for my um, YouTube channel. Oh, and then I have this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it, but I have this guide I created for helping people like new people get into crypto. So that's kind of what I've been working on. Um, I'm doing some affiliate marketing, so I'm working on getting things. I want to get more people into yield nodes, help them with their marketing. I want to help BioFi with their marketing, and so that's kind of what I've been up to here recently. I'm very interested in yield nodes. Thank you for your last vid. Will there come more vids about yield nodes or have I already missed? Keep on doing what you're doing. Yes. So I am going to release my interview with Steve. So I talked with Steve a ton on the trip, talked with the team a ton. But I also did like an interview with Steve. So I'm going to post that. And then I'm going to post a simpler video showing like newbies how to get into yield nodes. And yeah, I'll probably be doing yield nodes updates each month, I would say. Can you tell us where to find the current TVL for Horde? That's a great question. So I don't actually really care too much about the TVL. What I'm keeping an eye on, so they use their liquidity to keep the price stable. So what I look for is, and actually Dex Screener is way better, has more accurate numbers. But so what I keep an eye on is this liquidity here. And actually, even that number is a little bit of a misnomer because pooled BUSD, that's actually how much money is in their liquidity. Because half of it is, it's going to be half of this because half is in Horde tokens, which if you don't have liquidity, Horde tokens are worthless, right? So actually, the liquidity is that number is probably the number you should be looking at. So again, if you see that number start to get dangerously low, which means that they're not able to control the price anymore, that's when you should start to be worried. Um, they do have revenue streams, but it's definitely a lot of Ponzi-nomics going on, right? I mean, you can even tell, and this is a little bit of a misnomer too, because when people sell, I think it does a double sell. So it should be half that, but still, we're getting more sells than buys. Um, so yeah, just be cautious. Don't look at charts and think what has happened is going to continue happening forever. Okay. That's just not how charts work. That's not how investing works. So just be cautious of that. My screen's not freezing, is it? My computer's like having hard times. There we go. I don't know why my computer is having very difficult times right now. Maybe it's because I have 1,000 things open and I'm finishing my Biofi video. I should probably go here soon and finish my Biofi video. I want to get that out today. James is in so many projects, he doesn't remember all of them. Very true. I know trading bots are real things, but I have such a hard time believing projects who claim to have the newest and greatest bot. Yeah, bots are super hard. Um, you got to distinguish between them or figure out what's a good strategy. So I'm working with SMS, the guy. I don't know if you've seen him on Twitter, but let me see. Well, log in here. I like Bitscat because I can run my bots in. Oh man, too secure. But I can run my bots in demo mode first to kind of see how they're doing. But I don't have a ton in bots right now, but that's another thing where I feel like, hey, maybe I'm missing out on, maybe I should be FOMOing into that. Some people are getting some really good results. This is a bot platform that I do like. So here are my demo bots. And also bots are tricky too, because when the market's going up like it has been for the last, little while, your bots look great. But it's like, well, how do they do when everything goes down? So like these bots, I set up about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they're all way, way up. And some of them are making, 0.3% a day, 0.5% a day. That's just my Bitcoin bot is making, 0.5% a day on 2,500. This is a demo account. So again, this is not real, if you will. But it's just, well, what happens if the market crashes like it did mid-June, or mid-May? If we have another crash like that. So bots are tough to kind of know exactly what you're doing. So, but I like Bitscap. I think it's cool. It's cool setting them up and things like that. You can do these back test results. So like, let's pick first off, I would not do a bot on like a not well-known token, like some with low liquidity, just because those are too volatile. But if you find something that Anchor, I don't know if that's one I would do. Um, Well, let's do like KDA. Oh, active bot strategies. Really? KDA, nothing? Okay. But yeah, anyways, you can pick one of these and then you can see the back test results. So like this is if you had run this for the last 40 days, this is what you would have gotten. So I think that's pretty cool. You can do that on bots that you're creating too, is you can go do a back test somehow. I think I have to create a new bot to do it. But you can go see, oh, if I had run this for the last month, it would have done this well. But again, don't think that previous results dictate new results. So live trading call went well this morning with 8 Minute Trader, made 2%. So I followed their trades, made 2% in the 8 minutes. So that's pretty good. I didn't put very much money in, like $100, but I'll probably start putting in more. Yeah, that's not pancake swap at all, right? Bitcoin's value would be a fraction of what it is if limit wasn't locked at 21 million. See, I don't completely agree with you. I don't think it's the 21 million that makes it valuable. I mean, you could argue that that's part of it, but it's actually the halving that makes Bitcoin valuable because again, it's what's out in supply is what affects value. So as the miners are getting more Bitcoin out there, the price is going to go down as the inflation happens. And really deflation, yeah, is could you could argue it's a speculative thing based on, hey, this mining is going to end at some point or it's going to get more difficult at a certain point. So yeah, you could argue that. Okay, the biggest deal about Orbital Swap now is that it's owned by Liquid Capital. Okay, yeah, I do like Liquid Capital a lot. I love, again, nice guy syndrome, but Eric from Liquid Capital, awesome guy. Love him a lot. Titan launched on Orbital. Titan got scammed by a dev. Typical. Orbital is a swap that has the Orb token taken over by Liquid Capital. Okay, thank you. Will you buy more Horde? Will you top up on EMP? That is a great question. Um, what do you guys think? Should I buy more Horde? I probably just could compound, just like let it go. But then part of me feels like if you're just going to compound forever, like why do it? Like why not? I have 10 claimable. What do you think? Should I take out $1,000 or should I get a new plot? I'll let you guys decide. Vote down below. I think the main reason for disclosing total tokens is for market cap metrics. Yeah. It shows the developer's dilution power. Very true. Very true. Yeah, I would say Gold Bridge has been averaging. Um, it's been around since April, but I think averaging about 8% a month, and you get your initial out. So an 8% return on something like Yield Nodes or Gold Bridge, where you at Freeway, where you don't lose your initial. That's different than an 8% return on Horde, where you're losing your initial. Right? Sometimes that can be a little bit tricky. Like Horde, you're getting a 30% return, but you lose your initial. So it's kind of hard to run the math in that way. Very cool, Matt. That's awesome. Do people call you Matt or Matthias? I don't want to be rude. How much DAG do I need to hold a node? How do I go about getting it? It's the only project you believe in that I'm not in yet, so we got to fix that. So you need 250,000 DAG for a node, and then let's see. Where do you go? I've actually never. So, eh, what they're doing now is it's called soft noding. So they don't actually mainnet 2.0 is not out yet. So they don't actually need nodes yet. But what you can do is you can take your 250,000 DAG, which is probably costs about 20K right now, 18K. You can soft stake it where it's locked up for a month and you get like 20% APY. Okay, so it's not very high APY. And it's supposed to be like, hey, we have this many nodes available when we need them. Now, when DAG nodes are available, like the actual DAG nodes, they're not going to need as many as we have staked. So I'm not totally sure how they're gonna decide who gets the nodes and who doesn't. If they're gonna keep um, if they're gonna keep letting people soft stake them for the 20%. But what you need to do is get this Stargazer wallet. Um, Where do you go? Oh boy. I have no idea. Oh, nice. Nice. But what you need to do to stake them, where do you go to stake them? Honestly, I've never gotten them staked because you have to do it on the first of the month, and I always forget. So I'll have to get back to you. I'll have to make a video or something. I've seen it before, but I can't remember where it is. Yes, anyone can be an 8-minute trader. So it trades. So you just need to find a broker that will trade the US 30, which I think most of them will. They recommended to me NVFX. Some people tell me NVFX is a scam. I don't know. I hear everything is a scam. Okay, I hear I'm a scam. I hear yield nodes is a scam. I hear constellations is a scam. I don't know. So, but this is where I get it. But yeah, it doesn't matter where in the world you live. They do their calls every morning in English, Spanish, and French. But yeah, you can hop in and as long as you're able to trade the US 30, if nothing else, you can just learn and see how they do their trades. We did it made about 2% this morning. So yes, I will do a July profit update, but not till the end of July. So maybe like August 3rd or something. What are your thoughts on the project over the next 6 months? To be totally honest, I'm not totally sure all the plans for Liquid Capital. Um, they are master partnershipers. I will say that they're partnering with everybody and they're setting up they're taking the best parts of all these different protocols. I think being able to raise 2 million bucks in a pre-sale when the markets are like this is incredible. I mean that's really really good. I don't think there's any other projects that could do that. So and I love the team. So I'll keep you updated. That's the reason I haven't done like a dedicated video is I'm not able to totally see the long-term vision very clearly. So actually I'm talking with Eric right now about scheduling another AMA. So I want to get into yield nodes. The 6-month wait is kind of scary in crypto world. So much can change in 6 months. I would personally put at least 5K to start. Yeah, I mean, that is considering though that most projects just eat your initial, like strong nodes, drip, pretty much every project I talked about here today. Strong nodes, drip, Furio, all of those you hoard, you don't get your initial back at all. So having to wait 6 months is not that bad. They're in month like 41 or something like that. So I mean, they've been going for quite a while. I think not financial advice. Okay. Like I don't want to bring all these people into yield nodes and then something happens and then, but they have a lot of liquidity. Again, we signed an NDA, so I can't say the exact amount, but it's a lot. All right. So I think they'll be okay for the next 6 months. My personal take, but not financial advice. How come you're not more on the Seifu Kyoto? I like Kyoto a lot. I do not like Seifu much. I think Brian's been telling people some negative things about me, and I'm just not a huge fan of like cult leader type projects, if that makes sense. Like I've had bad experiences with just, even if you're worried about saying something negative about the project because the community is going to attack you, then you get a little, I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan. I put 2,500 bucks in Seifu. It's now worth 200 bucks. So, it's down quite a bit from where I bought it. Buying it all time high, that's, my bad, of course. I don't blame anyone for that, but yeah, I don't know. I just not a huge fan. I feel like there's a lot of marketing gimmicks going on, and I think those will run out at some point. The marketing gimmicks. I had the same fear. I just started like you and are thinking, and now I have 57K in there, aiming for 100K. Yeah, yield nodes. Yield nodes is my top project. So bots are only as good as the person running them. Yeah, that's probably true. Do you know something about position decks? Position decks. I don't think that I've heard position decks. I don't think I've heard of that one. Nope, I'll have to look into it. I've not heard of that one. Will you do more AMAs and more work with the Obsidian Council? Yeah, absolutely. And actually, I'm kind of excited. I think me, Jesse, Chris, who was at the audit, the Yield Nodes audit, and your friend Andy, we're going to start meeting monthly, but we're going to do a meetup every quarter. And at first, it's going to just be the four of us, but we might open that up to like some of our followers for the second one, where just the four of us get together somewhere, do something fun, and invite followers. So if you're not in the US, it'll probably be in the US somewhere. So sorry if you're not in the US, harder to get there, but we are planning on doing some stuff. But yeah, I love Obsidian Council and we'll probably do more with them. Yes, true. Miners are very cheap right now. Absolutely. Yep. Yield nodes, you don't have to really do much. I check it maybe once a month. Um, Actually, I was when I searched for position decks. I don't know if you guys caught this in the Google reach. Interesting. I run bots on Bitscab. Yeah, I run demo bots. I don't have much in regular bots to this point. But if I like find something profitable, like a profitable strategy with bots that I feel really good about, I'll make a video about it for sure. No problems for me with yield nodes so far. I hope they stay diligent. They need more use cases for the tokens. So they right now they buy these projects, they put someone in charge of them, but then there's not a lot of communication about like, hey, what's the goal for this project? Like, what are you trying to do with it? So I hope they get a little bit more clear on that. Yeah, most miners are not very profitable. Very true. So, here's a good place. These numbers are not always correct, but this asicminervalue.com kind of takes a rough calculation of the price of the token today and will give you what is profitable and what's not. So there's not a lot of miners. Like I'll be honest, this is something I feel bad about, but I paid 50K for my gold shell KD6. I paid 50K for my gold shell KD5, and I have two of those. So, I put 100K making $15 a day, and I put a 50K making $15 a day. So to be, I'm not selling any KDA tokens. I hope the price goes back up, but those were not good investments at the price I got them. And what I learned from that was that miners also have bull market, bear market, right? I mean, which is common sense, but I just didn't think of it that way when I was buying miners. But yeah, when the price of the coins goes way down, the price of the miners goes way down. So that's actually probably one of my biggest losses. So you can here, I'll show you what yield nodes looks like. So for profit each month, you can set a percentage of how much you want to compound or how much you want to uh, take out as profit. So if you go to, let's see, is it in withdraw? Yeah. So down here, they have this slider here for automatic compounding, and you can set it at whatever you want. And then it'll automatically compound the percentage that you put in compounding, and then the rest it'll leave in your account so that you can go to withdraw. And you can kind of see like, so yeah, I have 150K in there now, but you can kind of see when things start to unlock, that's when it goes into withdrawable. Then that's when you can take it out. So, and your profit you can take out anytime. So this is talking about whether or not I should plot or take profits on Horde. We got one vote for plot, one vote for plot, profit, plot. So we're up 3-2 for plot. Compounding is an eighth wonder of the world. Yeah. That's kind of what I do too with a lot of projects is if I don't need the money, then I just compound it. Like that's kind of what I'm thinking with Horde here is if I took profit, I don't really have anything to do with it right now because it's like, well, what project do I feel better about than Horde? Well, Horde. So it's like, what do I want to be more exposed to? Well, probably Horde. So then, yeah, sometimes what I end up doing, and then I realize it's stupid, is I'll take profit from Horde, take profit from EMP, and then reinvest into Horde and EMP. So it might be better for me just to claim that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to just create a plot. I'm going to claim it, create a plot. Claim all. My handy dandy Trezor here. Look at this. You guys are getting the alpha. I am compounding my 11th plot. If my Trezor works. Sometimes Trezor gives me problems like this, like loading. Like, what are you doing? Now I can't show live me buying that. Okay, well, just trust me. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to claim this and build a new plot, but I can't show you because of my Trezor. This is not a good ad for Trezor right here, okay? I'm actually an affiliate. I've actually brought a lot of people into Trezor, but this is not a good ad right here. Can we get a deep dive video on your investments that are non-crypto? Yeah, there's not like a ton of deep dive I can do into most of them. So like DLP Capital is a housing fund where you just put in money and see there I have a to do to check my miners every day. So Pool Flare, I'll just kind of show you what this looks like. Pool Flare is where the platform that I'm on, and actually it looks like one of my miners is not plugged in. This is why I check it. I should have three. Um, plugged in. I moved them out to my garage, and we've actually been working on getting the ventilation right. So, one of the college students that lives with me is working on that. So maybe he's not. Some reason the third one's not plugged in. But this is the hash rate, and then it just goes into my Chainweaver wallet. Um, so that's what it looks like. But I check my miners, and I need to go make sure the third one's plugged in. Yeah. Yep, gold shell is very cool. Yes, I will get back to you. I have a channel in Sleep Money Club. I went to Malta and I was not able to respond quite a bit in there, but I will get back to that. Have you looked into Wealth Mountain? I actually just looked at them yesterday. So we have an AMA on the calendar as of yesterday. Go deep on Horde and EMP. Yep, I agree with that. I think those are two great projects. Goldbridge is partnered with EMP. Yes. So AJ from EMP has a bit in Goldbridge, and yeah, the teams are very close working together. I kind of talked about Vapor earlier in this video, so if you want to go back and watch the replay, I really like what they're doing. And just the timing is, unknown. So it's like, how low is the price going to get? When are we going to start to see the price go back up? I have quite a bit of Vapor. I believe I actually need to. I'm not going to be able to do it because of my Trezor, but I need to remember. I get in there and compound and things like I've not compounded for quite a while. I probably have quite a bit of Vapor, I would guess. Eh, not as much. I don't even have a million. I thought I would have more than that. Excuse me. At one point, this was making like $500 a day, and yeah, $12 a day now off Vapor. So whatever else LC does, they reversed 2 rugs before they even launched. If that's investor safety, that's plenty for me. Yeah, definitely. Cult leader projects are the best. SafeMoon takes the cake. Yeah, and some of it's from just my Christian background, but like Proverbs says that pride cometh before destruction. Okay. So if I talk with a founder, I'm a sucker for nice guys, and cocky people I just am not super big on their projects. But I don't speak out negatively about projects very often just because I don't want just my personal opinion to, negatively impact a project. Um yeah, that's a great question. I think they need to get more streamlined in how the revenue from these partner projects that they have is going towards their token. One problem with Sphere, not problem, but what chain are they on? I can't think. Yeah, they are on Polygon. Yeah, Sphere. Um, one issue is the way they use their liquidity for their quantum liquidity. Must have been the old address. I'm very tired too. I've actually been very ill since I got back too. I think having my body's having a hard time adjusting to the time zones and everything. It was a long flight. We had 11-hour flight from Zurich to Denver, and actually it's very frustrating because you guys know the U.S. Let's see if I can draw this. Lincoln is here, Zurich is here, Denver is here, but we had to like pass over Lincoln to get to Denver and then fly back. So that's just sky. Oh, you guys can't see my screen. Yeah, I can't find the Sphere chart, but the way they're using their liquidity, I think makes the price kind of volatile personally. So, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support from you guys. Can you give us more options besides NVFX? Personally, no, I can't. I don't know. I mean, this is what I would do to find one. The best, wait, what is it even called? Forex brokers in the world ever. just Google something like that and you'll find something. So there's a lot of brokers out there. There we go. Forexbrokers.com. So this is probably, if I didn't want to use NVFX, the reason I'm using NVFX is because the help documents they sent me, that's the one they use. So then I can just follow them very closely. Honestly, I don't know. When I was way younger, I used to mess around with Forex a bit, but it's been a long time and I've not done anything. So here's some other ones if you want to try one of those. Do you have plans if there is a bear market? Well, first off, I would say there is a bear market. We're in a bear market. I think we'll have a harsher bear market. I really hope not. But no, I not really do I have plans for it. One thing I've been thinking a lot about is something that is more recession proof, more bear market proof than investing is building a business. Businesses are actually like the best investments. So I've been kind of thinking through, like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Flippa, but they just have businesses for sale. Maybe I should do a video on this. This would actually be really interesting. But like, you can go buy a business. So if you have $1,000, instead of putting it into yield nodes or something like that, you could see, well, is there a e-commerce website? Like, let's say I want a drop shipping website. Well, is there like a fairly established one? I mean, some of these are going to be really expensive. It's based on the revenue they're bringing in, but maybe it's worth looking here for like, oh, I could buy this drop shipping website. And you have to be careful because like it doesn't make sense if it's $119 and it's making $184 a month. Something's wrong with that, right? Like that doesn't make any sense. But so I've been thinking more about that, like creating information products. My Sleep Money Club, like, can I make that more valuable and make that a revenue stream? And I'm kind of starting to think, and maybe this is me preparing for the bear market. Maybe that's how I think through it. But I'm thinking like, well, what other revenue streams could I get that's not just crypto? So information, affiliate products, things like that. But businesses is one of them for sure. Can't wait for your AMA tomorrow. Yes. I'm very excited about that. Unfortunately, they wanted to do Twitter Spaces. I prefer YouTube. I think my face is better for camera than it is for Twitter Spaces. No, I'm just kidding. I look very tired, honestly. I like this view better. But yes, I'm excited for that as well. I've heard a lot of good things about Ghost Trader. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. The miners, no, well, and to be fair, if the miners were cheap enough and making too much money, then they would be better off just plugging them in rather than selling them, right? So the mining companies have to, yeah, they have to. But like a KD5 is like $15,000 now. I bought it 3 months ago for 50,000. So yeah, that was a bad move. Yes. So I like the idea behind it. I think it's a good way if you want Kadena mining exposure, but don't want to get a full miner yourself. Miners are cheaper. You'll make more money mining yourself than paying for partial mining with someone else. But that's my take on it. Compound twice, take profits once. That's what I'm doing. That's not a bad idea. For projects, usually I do a 50-50, but yeah, if you really believe in the project and you don't have anything better to do with the money, then yeah, maybe you just go, yeah, more like a 66-33. What program are you using to show comments on stream? It's called StreamYard. StreamYard. And yeah, I really like it. Another thing I like about it is you can stream to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter all at the same time. So this is like, if you go to my Twitter page, this is streaming on Twitter right now, and same on my Facebook page. So it's just a way to get it on more eyes. But yeah, I really like StreamYard. Also, StreamYard can do 1080p, whereas Zoom can only do 720. So I like StreamYard better. Go for 45 plots. Yeah, Andy, always making the good plays. I wanted to order a KD Lite to get a little heavier KD mining going. How hard is it to set up? It's not very hard. So the hardest part is figuring out your IP address of your miner. So basically, you plug in your miner, you plug in an Ethernet cable to it. You have to make sure that your computer's on the same network. So sometimes you can't even do Wi-Fi. You have to plug in your laptop or your computer and make sure it's on the same network. And then you have to find your IP address of your miner, which so Gold Shell is supposed to have like this find thing, which let's see. I can never find things when I go to do them on live stream. It's like search.goldstream. Well, they have like a search that's supposed to find your miners, but it didn't work for me. So I had to actually use I use Angry IP Scanner, and hopefully this doesn't open up any. Hopefully you okay. I can't open it right now, but it basically scans all the IPs on your network. So it'll show you, oh, you have a Roku, you have a Ring doorbell, and it'll show you everything that's connected to your network. And you have to look and find, and hopefully they've labeled it as Gold Shell. Sometimes it's labeled as like a miner or different things, but you have to find the IP address. And once you find the IP address, then you just go here. That must be the old IP address. And then if you unplug it and plug it back in, it's going to be assigned a new IP address. I just want to see if I can show you this screen, if I can get it to work. Also, one of my miners is down. Maybe it's this one. And then, yeah, switch to English. So, but then, so this is what it looks like when you log into the miner. And then you have to set up a pool. So, I mean, that was a little bit difficult, but like poolflare.net is the one that I use. I tested a bunch of different ones, and this was the one that was best. And then you just say Kadena, and then it gives you the address. So it's not really that hard, but it does take a little getting used to. You have to have a Kadena wallet. So I use Chainweaver is Kadena's official wallet. And let me see how much Kadena I have sitting in here right now. Yeah, 3,200. And that's just because it's not worth me selling it. I'm making about 36 a day, but I'm making 36 a day. And when it was at, actually, I'm probably maybe 38 a day is what I'm making about. But when it was at, $28 was all time high, that's $1,000 a day. But now 38 times 1.6, I'm making $60 a day. So it doesn't make sense for me to sell the Kadena, so I'm just holding on to it. I'm going to end up with a lot of Kadena. There is not a video on Goldbridge, and actually, maybe this will make you feel better about it. But they actually told me they do not want more people. So if you're ever wondering if something's a Ponzi scheme, well, and I have a meeting in 15 minutes, so I'm going to probably hop off here before too long. I have a lot of fun doing this, though. Just sometimes it's fun when people don't show up. Then I can just talk about whatever. But they don't. They asked. I was like, hey, do you want to do an AMA? And they said, no, we don't really want more investors right now. So again, if you're wondering if something's a Ponzi scheme, that's a good way to see that it's not. Take profits and put it into Bitcoin on Freeway. Yeah, that's a fair observation. I do not have very much in Freeway. I would like to put more. So the MT Force software will work with any broker. Pretty much any broker, not any broker. So yeah, make sure that whatever broker you end up going with, and if you find a good one, come post it. Because again, I'm just going to use the NVFX. But yeah, Wealth Mountain again, please. You want me to just show the website? So yeah, I've just been looking into this. I have an AMA scheduled with them very, very early, 34K TVL. But it looks interesting, some of the things that they're doing. So yeah, I wanted to bring on the team. So business idea, James Pelton merch. Hey, if somebody makes it happen, I will give them a cut. That is not something that I'm going to have the bandwidth or the energy to set up. But if someone sets up James Pelton merch, I will give you a cut for sure. Yes, that's true. And actually, I had some trouble figuring out even like what power cord I needed and what outlet I needed, but eventually I figured it out. Thank you. That's what I'm here for, is to share my losses so you feel better about your losses. Yeah, there's going to be limits on the electrical. Like you can't plug. I have a little L3 plus that you can just plug into a normal outlet, And so, if you're just getting started into mining, then something like that might not be the worst. They're going for $250 used on. I mean, be careful buying something used on eBay. Um, Look at that. Message Mike about Goldbridge. Look, it's on my to-dos. But these just plug into a regular outlet. Now, if you do like a KD6, those you cannot plug into a regular outlet, not the shoes, but these. So you have to have an electrician install like a washer and dryer outlet, a 240-volt outlet. Then you need like a special connector and a special plug. So it can be a little bit confusing. So I may do a video. Actually, I did a video. Let me see. I did a video on the KD5, and I think I talk about power and what I had to do to get the right power cord and things like that. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Kadena. Is that it? That's kind of a depressing. Making $5,600 a month. Here, I'll go ahead and post this. But yeah, you can watch that video. I think I talked through like the power and what I had to do to get the right power cord and all that. Alex, thank you for showing up. I'm sorry that DTools didn't make it. I do not have any set plans to get into Obsidian Council for an AMA, but if they ever invite me, I am happy to jump in there for sure. So I like that team a lot. So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to hop off. I have a 10:30 meeting, so need to grab some breakfast before that, and maybe close my eye. I feel like my eyes look droopy, like I need more sleep or something. Do I look like I need more sleep? Maybe I'll take a nap today. It could be too, honestly. I talked a little bit about it earlier, but I've been doing this crazy workout plan for, I can't find too many windows open now, but I've been doing this crazy, here it is. Been doing this crazy workout plan to get ready for my boxing match, and I think it really wears me out. It's very hard. Like I'm dead tired at the end. So, but yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate all of you. Appreciate all your support. I will have a Biophi video out today about their partnership with Pedal. Very excited for that. AMA tomorrow. What do we have tomorrow? We have, well, the live trading meeting is going to be in the morning for 8-Minute Trader. So I recommend you at least, it's only free for like the next few days. Okay. So definitely, if you haven't, get on to check out at least one of those calls to see, is this something that I would want to be, take part in regularly? Definitely get on for that. What else do I have going on tomorrow? A live AMA with, oh yeah, Ghost Trader. But I think it's a Twitter Spaces. So nothing on YouTube, no YouTube lives tomorrow. So again, a little break. Then on Friday, we've got a live AMA with Delta Finance, a Twitter Spaces with DFirm Finance, and then Saturday, look at this alpha you're getting here. Saturday, we're going to have Ace Miners NFT. I don't know if you guys remember them, but we're going to bring them back on Saturday for an AMA. So, but yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys showing up. If you do want to hit a like on the way out, that's great. But yeah, thank you all and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.